I think a lot of it is the little things. I think the freshmen don't know how we want certain things, whether it's collecting balls or supporting their teammates or what time to be at practice and when they should go to the athletic trainer, when they shouldn't. They don't have any seniors kind of telling them how things should be and how things go. So very down to the tiniest things to the biggest things. We're 4 games in. We've got 13 regular season matches and 2 tournaments. So it's like 15 total contests. We're at 4, so about a third of the way through. So they've only had now 3 home games where we've had 3 levels. All 3 levels. So in between games, they need to shag balls and count them so we don't lose them. They need to make sure that the responsibilities for the next game are covered, which would be line judges, 3-ball system, a libero tracker. They have to make sure that all that stuff is done, and then I want them dressed and ready at a certain time. That kind of escapes their mind, the time factor, and all the things that go into just making the game day match go smoothly. With practice, they're out of school now they're out at 3:45, and then we're trying to start by as close to 4 as possible. So there's a lot of running around. You'll see them when they come into the gym. There'll be a lot of scatter, a lot of urgency to get things set up because I like things to start on time. So as it is with all the things, it's always the same people usually that are setting things up. But those kids don't want to feel my wrath, I would say, of if they're not here on time or nets aren't set up when practice starts.
But that's not.
I think, that's a tough one. Because I would never say lower my standards or lower my expectations because those are always going to be high and they need to play at the level that I want them to play at. I think eliminating a lot of I call them freshman mistakes, which would be like just the non-thinking mistakes or the unaggressive mistakes that you usually don't have on a varsity team. Because we've got 6 freshmen on our team. And those mistakes are just going to happen. So I just need to know that they're going to happen and just be okay with it. And they've done a really good job of not doing that very often, which is why we've been successful so far. But, we've got the bulk of our season coming up, some really tough tournaments, really tough competition coming up. So we'll learn real quick where we're at. This group is, for whatever reason, it's very easy to push them because I think they want to learn and they're very athletic and they want to be in the gym. Some of an example, I have this one drill that I do and it's a really hard drill and most of the time the kids are like, they don't like it because it's really hard. And I had 3 or 4 of the freshmen, after everyone had gone through their 2 times they needed to go, they wanted to do it again because they wanted to get better at it. And it's just kind of why these kids are like that. So because they did that, I know I can push them. I can push these girls pretty hard and they're okay with it. And they actually have exceeded my expectations. So I kind of need to raise mine, I think, a little bit more. We're not going to go through the whole season not losing. So we have a tournament this weekend. We'll play Catalina Foothills, very good. We'll play Tinka Verde, very good. We'll play Sabino. So I'm trying to think who else is in that tournament. So we'll probably take some thumps here coming up. But I think from my point of view, I want them to play hard all the time. Just don't give up. I always say you can control your effort, you can control your energy. So I expect 100% effort, and however, win or lose, I'm happy if I get their effort.
So,
at the time, my son wanted to go to school here. He chose to go somewhere else, so that was one reason. But just to work with Jay and Niemer and Whitney, the coaching staff that they compiled throughout the school, I just think has so knowledgeable across every single sport. And I think kind of the challenge of starting new and just building it to where, to be a high profile team, high school team in Tucson was enticing. Yes, always have good athletes out here. Empire always does well. Cienega always has great athletes. So, they're here. So I just thought it'd be something I've never done before. So let's take the challenge and run with it.